Okay, let's start playing with some layouts. Um, Traditionally, you'll look at a format, a layout for a website, and traditionally they'll have either a one column layout or they'll have two or three column layouts. Meaning they'll have some context on the left, like maybe like a menu or something on the left, and then they have the rest of their context and their overall information on the right. And sometimes you'll have a on the left with three column layout. You'll have on the left side you'll have the menu. In the middle you will have the information, and on the right side you will have like advertisements or whatever. Today we're going to do a two using just by using CSS. We're going to use a two column layout. Okay. So what I want you to do now is I'm gonna go ahead and close out my overflow, and we're going to go back to our chapter 6 folder. And in our chapter 6 folder, I want you to open up the single column or the single call.html file that's in there. Okay, so it's a single call.html. And so we're gonna open this up in Notepad, or we're gonna actually start playing with the code on it. All right. Yeah, let me actually maximize this one for now. Ooh. All right. So here, one thing in dealing with uh, layouts, especially if you're doing CSS layouts, you will you usually see one main div, the whole entire layout surrounded by one big div. And it's usually called either a wrapper or a container. And that's exactly it's basically it wraps. It's a div that wraps around the content of the page, so they actually keep the layout straight, basically. So in here, this you have yeah we dealt with headers before. We did navigation bar, so it looks like they have a little navigation bar for hyperlinks for right here, and we have our main tag with the information in it, and then we have our footer. Okay, and of course because they're going to close it all out, all of the contents are going to close it out with their our wrapper div. All right, so let's see. So now the first thing we have to do, because we're going to make our second column, so to speak, using just CSS. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to come up here into our style section and actually start putting in some code. so so let's start work on the navigation first. Okay, so we're gonna do we are let's say nav. So we're gonna use so this right here is gonna be for our nav tag. Okay. No. And nav, and we have to put our curly braces. And in between our curly braces, this is where all of our style that we want to use for a nav tag, this is where it's all going to go. All right. So I want you to add. Let's tell it to float to the left. Since we are making a two column layout, let's tell it to float to the left. And let's thinking. Let's say about 95%. Because I think your book says like 50 pixels or something. 50 or 90 pixels or something. So this is still 95 pixels. Alright. So that right there, that is our nav tag. Alright. Now we have our nav floating over to the left. Now let's go ahead and do everything else. So we haven't touched the header yet. So the header is going to be all by itself right at the top. And the only thing we're moving is just our main tag, our navigation tag, our main tag. And do they want us to do our footer on this one? We'll see in a minute. Let's see if they want us to move our footer or not. Alright. So right now we have our navigation floating to the right, or floating to the left. Have the width in there. Now let's do margin left. And what this is going to do, this is actually going to push or move our main tag over to the right, so it'll be like it's in the middle, or over to the right of the actual nav bar. Let's do 100 pixels. We may have to move it over just a little bit. Move it back over maybe like 150, maybe 125 pixels. But we'll do 100 for right now. Alright. So now we have that in there. Let's save this. Let's save it and let's see what it looks like so far. So I'm going to save you. And I'm going to split my screen. And I'm going to open this one up so I can split it and see it side by side what's going on. This is for a single column. Yeah, single COL dot HTML. That's the one we're working on. Okay. We'll also don't have it full screen too. Okay, you see that? We need to do some more stuff to it. Yup. Yeah, so that is not a problem. Alright. Trying to see what could be going on or happening here. Because I'm using Internet Explorer. And it should have flowed over to the right. Like I didn't even touch it. Alright. When in doubt, when Internet Explorer doesn't work, guess what? Go to Chrome. Alright. So I'm gonna open up this same file in Chrome. And let's see how it looks. Alright. So remember with Chrome, it doesn't necessarily have a open or way you actually go and open up a file like we do in the Explorer. So we have to hold down our control key and hit the open key. Oh no, open. The O, the capital O or the O button key on your keyboard, and then it'll bring up the open dialog box that we're used to seeing in Internet Explorer. So we're doing 6, and so we're going to chapter 6. That's where we were before. I go to single column. Alright, the open. See what happens there. Okay. I know what we're gonna have to do. Wait a minute. Did I save it? Pause. I did save it, didn't I? They're trying to fool me. Yeah, I saved it. Alright, we're gonna have to do some more playing. Alright. Okay, I found out what my issue was. I was actually editing the wrong file. I had this file on my computer numerous times. So now I was adding or opening the wrong one. So file open demo. Yep. Make sure I'm in the right one. Single column. Okay. Interesting. Now let me try the correct one in Chrome. Yeah. And for some reason it doesn't like that float to the left on Internet Explorer. Um, okay, so right now I'm using Chrome since this looks like it's going to behave better in Chrome. I'm going to using Chrome. I'm going to push you over to the side here. And I'm going to leave Internet Explorer out. I'm going to leave Internet Explorer alone for right now. All right. So you see how it's. You need to try to get that page 1 and 2 right below each other. Go to the left. So see, I got that 90. Let's try 80. Let's try 80 pixels width. And so you can actually move it over, make it smaller, so to actually put it over, right, lining up right next to each other, or right underneath each other. Close. All right. Let's do 50. Let's do 50 to see exactly where it's at. Okay, there it is. So at 50 pixels, that's where it went. Okay, so now you can actually start to see the two columns starting to come up. Okay, looking good, looking good. Okay. So, and of course, because we haven't done anything with the footer, it still stays aligned to the left, as well as the heading up here at the top. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, see that? All right. I am going to put borders around everything so you can actually see where the layout actually cuts up in each other. All right. So on the nav bar, I'm going to put in border. Let's do border 1 pixel. Uh, Solid and black. So the width of it's going to be 1. It's going to be a solid style, border style, and it's going to be the color is going to be black. I hope I got it in the right order. All right, I'm going to do the exact same thing for my main tag, but this time instead of making it black, I'm doing it red. so we can actually start seeing the difference between where each part actually lays out at. Um, also do one for the header too, so we can actually do one with the header, and let's make the header. Let's make this one green. And let's do one for the footer. The footer, and let's make that. Let's make that border. Let's make it blue. All right. So we have now put a border around each element. So in this way, we should be able to see exactly where each component of our layout is actually standing or actually laying out to be. Alright, so let me go ahead. So I'm going to, let me save this because I don't think I saved it. So let's save a single call file right now. And I'm going to, I know I saved it. Alright, very interesting once again. It does not like my margin, my margin, my borders. Okay. And I bet it has something to do with my color, my stuff too. I think because the black maybe switched around. Alright. I was just test. Yeah, ignore me for right now. I'm just going to test and see if that was the issue. Nope, that was not the issue. Or fine. Let's break it up. Alright. So border, let's say border size. It's border size or border width. Then it's border width. Border width. To make that 1 pixel. Border style. Let's make that solid. In the border color, right? I think it's border color. And that one was supposed to be black. Okay. Now let's see if this works. And let's see if it, yeah, see if this works by breaking it up. Okay, yep. Okay, so I did. So now you're able to see. I don't know why I wouldn't do it before. I guess it didn't like my my stuff. I'm like, fine, be that way. Alright, so there's our border right there. So there's our nav part right there. Now I'm going to I'm gonna take you out. And I'll put the exact same thing. See, that's the problem right there. Alright. I think I had this at red. I'm gonna paste this down and make that green. And I'm gonna go down to footer. It's supposed to be blue. Yeah, and change my footer to blue. So now we should be able to have a border for each one of our a border for each one of our components of our website. So I'm going to save. Okay. Haha, sweet. Okay, now you can see it. Now you can actually see it. Alright, this is what I wanted. So you see we have red, or we have the green one right here for our header, our navigation, our main tag right here, and we have our footer. Okay. Now, I think we tried this, didn't we?